So hello everyone, I'm Tofu, welcome back to Ewetopia, my all-sheep island, and today we'll be doing a build video. So you may have noticed by the thumbnail that we'll be doing a barn and a vineyard style build today. So let's jump over to the area we'll be building in and jump on it, shall we? So this is the area we're going to be building in. Obviously I've done some pre-planning as I always do on this island, and naturally any of the design codes that I've used will be in the description below. So this wooden plank, and I've got a couple of others as well. See, this amazing pathing from BoisCrossing as well will be in the description, so yeah, feel free to check out all the creator codes that I put down there. Anyway, we'll start off with the barn. So, that's the wrong button, I'm a pro gamer after all. So firstly, the storefronts, because they're such a good item, and naturally I put it in a place that's really awkward and it doesn't rotate, so good start. Start as we mean to go on. But there we go. So I actually have a couple of these, and I want to make sure they're all in line, so that's the reason I've immediately gone with that one there. And this is going to be the very front of the barn. And you may have noticed in my inventory already that I have a couple of custom designed simple panels, so let's put them down. And we have the doors of the barn. So for anyone who is wondering, this is my cottagecore island, my all-sheep island, but I am doing a no terraforming island because cottagecore is my safe space, as many people I'm sure know at this point. But in order to challenge myself in a way that I've never done before, I thought I'd do a no terraforming island. So yeah, that's how this has come about. Cool, so this will be the very front. And obviously we're going to go up here now and sort out the next level. And I really like this wood plank design that I've managed to find. It's just, yeah, it feels very natural for any kind of barn build. Okay, we have more storefronts. And naturally that's the wrong way, so. I did say in my last video that I'll be doing a villager hunt. And to be honest, that is still on the cards. It's just that I've been in the mood for building, and yeah, little things happened to me and Mumsy, so our car broke down, and yeah, that was fun. But as a result, it's mean that we've had to really scramble to try and sort something out as far as just our work schedule. Luckily, our workplace has agreed to basically swap a week off around for us, so that we've now got a bit of time to sort out what happens to the car and everything like that. And so yeah, we've also got a little bit of free time, so that's generally why this has come about. And when you're in the mood to build, generally I just say roll with it, because yeah, you're not always in the best place to try and do a build, and I think if you try and force it, sometimes it just doesn't work. So yeah, I might as well just yeah, go with the flow and carry on this build. And I must admit, I have seen a few posts just on like Instagram and things like that, and that's kind of where I got the inspiration for this build. But I can't for the love of me find who actually did those posts, so if I manage to find it in between editing this and it going up, then I'll make a note of who like essentially inspired me to do this. But yeah, I have tried and looking for that particular person, and I just can't seem to find it. Right, I have a pirate barrel, and I love the pirate barrels just because they give a little bit of a, yeah, a different feeling compared to the other barrels. But I've also got this grape hat. Fabulous. Okay, I'm actually going to just spin that round, put the grape hat on now. Obviously this is a vineyard, so there's going to be plenty of grapes around. And I just want to rotate it like that. Fabulous. And there is a tree that's meant to go back here, and that little green dot if you saw it, so let's do that now. Generally I've tried to put everything in order, so that it's just, you know, very easy process when doing the build. I believe I've also got some pergolas, so that'll be next. But of course I haven't given myself enough space, because, you know, pro gamer and all that. But again, I've gone with the variant with the wisteria, the purple wisteria, to make it kind of look like it's grapes as well. And yeah, I think it really suits the entire build nicely, but obviously you'll have to let me know once you see it all in its entirety. Okay, this upper area I would like a fenced off section, so that's what we'll be doing. Obviously I've got to make sure I can fit through there. Fantastic. And it doesn't necessarily need to be entirely fenced off, especially on the left hand side and towards the back, because realistically only a player would be able to get there with a vaulting pole, so no villagers are actually going to get there and cause any issue. I've still got a fence, so I guess I will just add one on the back, even though I've literally just said that I don't need to fence it off entirely, but there'll still be plenty of space to run around if for some reason a player did actually want to come this far. And cool, that just entirely kind of encapsulates the pergolas, so let's just skip round here again. And we'll move on to the lower part and just add a few little finishing touches to the front of the barn. There's a balloon, but let's just go into camera mode and kind of show off. So this is the actual barn build. It's a very simple build, but I think it's really effective looking. Right, and now just a few little bit of, I guess, set dressing. So we've got a regular barrel, and being what will be a vineyard, we're going to have plenty of bottles just dotted around, so, you know, they create their own wine. Grapes and wine go together, so it makes sense. We've got some stack bags. Again, if it's meant to be any sort of farm, it makes sense. And then, oops, I was meant to put some potted plants, some starter plants even, onto this. And cool. And then we've got a grape harvest I was going to say backpack, but basket. I suppose it is a backpack. There we go, I wore it instead of placing it down. Well, that's what I would look like if I was to actually harvest the grapes. It's always something like that, isn't there? It's like, usually it's one of the food items that I try and put down, and so I end up showing off. There's a lot less fanfare about that one. Anyway, last item for the time being is this hay bed, and I think hay beds just really naturally set off any kind of farm area. But that is the actual barn build itself. I'm going to obviously grab a load of bushes and plants and things, and we'll start the vineyard off proper. So, jump cut, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I'm back. I've gathered my just various bushes and plants and things, and as you can see, it's going to be very purple. And yeah, it just makes sense, obviously, with it being a vineyard and meant to be full of grapes. Obviously, you can get green grapes, but we're focusing on purple today. And again, I've done it very systematic, so it's all going to be in order. And that's just basically ease for me, so that I know exactly how it goes, and I don't have to mess around and waste my time, waste your time. Yeah, it's mostly just planting all these bushes and flowers and things. And I thought this just kind of used up a really nice amount of space, and obviously this little mini kind of peninsula just off of the river and the waterfall. And so I think it ends up really working well, and it's something a little bit different. Like, obviously I have done a barn build on this island already, so Stella owns a farm and a barn around her home, but I thought this would be a little bit different. So I have, obviously, like you've seen already, got plenty of these grape hats, and they're going to be placed around the various bushes and things. And I just love these hats. They're probably one of the few times I actually use the hats in this kind of style, where I actually put it down and use it as set dressing. But yeah, it's just such a good item. Right. Anyway, back on track with our planting. Almost lost my position. You would think that the fact that I've obviously marked everything down would make it really easy, but, you know, obviously I've got to concentrate on talking as well as doing this, which is a little bit hard sometimes. Just trying to think of the various topics in which I want to talk about. But there you go. We'll get there in the end. And obviously, more bushes. They're all the same bush, so as you can probably tell, they're all the pink hydrangea bush. Just because when they do bloom, they look kind of purplish. And again, I thought it would just suit really nicely with this whole grape vineyard thing we've got going on. I'm just going to rotate this one. So every now and again I'm just going to rotate the grapes just to make it look like they're growing in different patterns. Just give that illusion that, you know, they're not all uniform. And yeah, which farm is uniform, honestly? Like, it doesn't work like that. I've already messed up, so very, very small mess ups, so it's just I get ahead of myself. But yeah, thank you very much to anyone that watched my last villager hunt. There's plenty of just very nice comments and things, as always, and I'm really appreciative of anyone that likes to leave any kind of feedback or give me ideas for videos or anything like that. You know, it's you're all really appreciated. My Joy-Con has just died. Okay. Technical difficulties. Okay, we're back. So I have no idea what just happened there, but my right Joy-Con just wouldn't connect to the Switch. I've never had that before, and it took 10 minutes of buggering around to try and get it to work again. So that was cool. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that I got a Switch case, so this like plastic covering for both the Joy-Cons and the actual Switch itself, and maybe it didn't like that, but I literally obviously have been recording whilst using them. Like, that's the reason that this video is being recorded, you know. So why did it decide halfway through the video that it then couldn't connect and refused to connect for the longest time? Oh, I don't know. But anyway, we're back. It's all good. Everything's fine. I'll see. Chill build video. So yeah, it's all good. But we are coming up to pretty much the end regarding the the vineyard itself, the actual area for the grapes. And just before I actually put a bush here, I'm going to just pick that. Cool. It's not what I meant to do, but it's fine. So I just wanted, again, just a little something to make it seem like it's not all uniform. So the hyacinths, or quote unquote the grapes, haven't actually come through on that plant yet. And yeah, fabulous. Obviously we'll put a bush here, and then there'll just be a last flower just in this space here, and then we'll just start putting down a few little bits of decorations. And I've used a couple of different flowers every now and again, so the purple mums and obviously these windflowers, just to create a little bit of variety. But we're going to now attempt to put a couple of barrels and things. Hopefully I've created enough space for myself. I have, which is fantastic. Like I mentioned earlier, we've got plenty of these decorative bottles. And what would a vineyard be without some kind of area to put, obviously, the grape juice in? I've also got this sideways pirate barrel, which I absolutely love, and I just don't use enough of it. I would like that a little bit further up, so annoyingly I'm going to pick up this grape hat. We're going to push this back here, obviously upwards, and get it into the correct place, and then we'll put down our grape hat. So we've nearly filled, obviously, or emptied our inventory, I should say. So I'm going to have to do another inventory run, and yeah, we'll finish off this build. But of course I've got to put down this bucket first and give myself enough space to do so. So obviously we need a bucket so that we can collect all the grapes. And some log stakes, just for a little bit of fencing. Obviously you see this little pink dot, I'm going to put a stunted tree or something like that. But anyway, let's obviously run off to my inventory get that filled up, and then let's finish off this build. See you in a second. Okay, so for the last time, we're back. I did have a shovel break on me whilst I was gathering up the last little bits of bushes and flowers and things, but that's fine. I had a couple in my inventory, and I had a couple just on the side, just in case, because I kind of was anticipating it. Obviously, there's a lot of bushes and flowers I've had to pick up. But yeah, I thought that I'll just put a few bits of bamboo, because honestly, I don't really see me using too much of it around this island, and it's just a good excuse to use some of it, because frankly, I really like it. I do have a couple of leaf stools, and again, it's a really nice item. I just don't really have the chance to use it very often. So I thought just around the vineyard would make the most sense. And I've got a couple of colour variants, so the green and the brown as well. Again, just mixing it up, adding a little splash of colour. Very nice. And now obviously we've just got the various last little bits to place down. So I'm just going to remove that green dot and put a tree, as is my custom. And if you're not used to seeing my videos, the green dots generally mean a full-grown tree, and the pink dots mean a stunted growth tree, or bamboo shoot or something in this case. So let's just do that now. And I really like the bamboo when it's stunted, like this variant, and then obviously this one that's just a stage before it. It just looks so good. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to end up using a lot of it around this island, just because of the general theme being, you know, natural cottagecore. I can't imagine there'll be too much bamboo around. So this is, like I said, a very good excuse for me to use it. And yeah, hopefully you think it fits in. And now we're just dotting various little bits of, I guess, quote-unquote, set dressing around. And I've got a weed for somewhere. Where is that? I imagine this space. Cool. And I do want to do just a little bit of, I guess, decorating around the quote-unquote entrance of this barn/vineyard. So I've got plenty of items to, yeah, go around there. So literally just to the right of where I am right now. I actually want this flower kind of where I'm stood, so this little leaf pile is going to have to just move over slightly. So it'd probably be easier if I put the flower there first. And then let's put the leaf pile. Fabulous. Okay, and then we obviously have a barrel, so I'm going to put a barrel just kind of over here, next to the side of the barn. There's going to be plenty of barrels around, so be prepared for that. Another bush. But I've got a little bit of variation when it comes to the bushes this time round, so yeah, it's not all the same. Obviously, it doesn't really matter when it comes to, I guess, just the general decorating of the entranceway. I wanted them all to be the same for the actual vineyard, the grape picking area, because like I said, once it's in bloom, obviously you'll get those really nice purple looking flowers and it will just look fabulous. But for this area, it doesn't really matter too much. I did actually do it a little bit out of order, but that's fine. Obviously, it's not the biggest issue in the world. Adds to the little bit of chaos that is a tofu build. Am I right? Unlike the Joy-Cons deciding they're just not going to register, I still have no idea what that's about. But there we go. It wasn't exactly the hardest fix in the world, I just don't understand why it did it in the first place. But there's always got to be something, hasn't there? It's just the way it goes. And obviously, naturally, it would wait until you're recording. It wouldn't do it beforehand, because that would be, yeah, it wouldn't be embarrassing at all. Anyway, we've got this little countertop, and I absolutely love this item. It's just fantastic. I love the brick variant. Chef's kiss. Mwah. We've got more grape hats, so obviously there'll be more grapes, but I'm going to just put it round the other way so that you should be able to see it properly. There we go, that's what I wanted. And then we'll push it back. Should be some decorative bottles. Again, just really kind of selling that idea that we have grape juice or wine around. It makes sense when you've got so many grapes. And then just a selection of barrels. So obviously I don't want the actual pirate sign insignia to be showing, because yeah, that's not friendly if you go into any sort of farm. And then we've got just a selection of the normal barrel, and there should be another pirate barrel. Again, make sure we'll hide the skull and crossbones. And last of all, there should be a hay bed, which will just go in this little bottom space nicely. And superb. And that finishes off the build, guys. So obviously we have our lovely barn here. Lovely red barn with our grape vineyard on the top, and obviously below here we have a lot more grapes and grape bushes. Plenty of barrels with various bits of bottles, decoration, and yeah, just trying to fit in with the whole natural cottagecore feel of the rest of the island. So hopefully you have liked what I've done, and if you did, be sure to let me know, because I'm always curious as to what you guys think, and yeah, how well I've done. And so naturally, that's where I'm going to end today's video. So thank you very much for watching if you made it this far into the video. If you enjoyed, please hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. As for my next video, like I mentioned previously, there will be a villager hunt on this island, so hopefully you're looking forward to that, and I'll try and get that done as soon as I can. But until the next video, I want to say massive thank you, hope to see you there, and of course, have a good one. Cheers guys!